nations have renewed hope for a peace deal in the Middle East following the death of Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas. This morning, President Biden calling it a moment of justice for Israel, Palestinians, and many others.
I told the Prime Minister of Israel yesterday, let's also make this moment an opportunity to seek a path to peace, a better future in Gaza without Hamas.
For more insight now, I'm now joined by Ambassador John Bolton, who served as U.S. National Security Advisor during the Trump administration and was the U.S. Ambassador to the UN under George W. Bush. Ambassador, always thank you for your time. Put Sinwar's death into context for us here. Does it get Israel any closer to peace or a ceasefire deal?
Well, it's certainly a step closer to victory. I really don't understand what President Biden is getting at. Number one, the war is not Hamas versus Israel. The war is Iran versus Israel, of which Gaza is one significant front. And Sinwar's elimination follows the elimination of a lot of the rest of Hamas's top leadership and substantial harm to its military capabilities. But the war is not over. You know, to ask for peace now is normally what the surrendering combatant does, the one that's losing. What Biden is asking for is for Israel to stop before it finishes its legitimate objectives of eliminating the terrorist threat. So I see zero chance of that happening. Moreover, Hamas this morning, for what it's worth, whatever's left of Hamas, put out a statement saying they didn't want a ceasefire.
Mm-hmm. Ambassador, how concerned should Americans be that Sinwar's death may embolden Prime Minister Netanyahu to try to resettle Gaza with Israelis, which we considered a serious violation of international law?
Well, I don't think it would be a serious violation of international law. I think the question, though, is what you do with the Gazan citizens who have been maltreated for 70 years by the international community, treating them as permanent refugees. International humanitarian law, as administered by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, not UNRWA, the UN agency responsible for Palestinians, but the agency responsible for every other international refugee problem, rests on the principle that refugees should either be resettled in their country of origin, or if that's not possible, resettled somewhere else. Only the Palestinians of any refugee population since 1945 have been kept in permanent refugee status. The humanitarian direction here, therefore, is resettling the Palestinians in some other country.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, Ambassador, I think after the news broke yesterday of Sinwar's death, I think a lot of people are saying, well, who's next now? And what comes next in this war?
Well, I think, as I said before, the war is Iran against Israel, and the next step, the next decision that Israel has to make is what its retaliation will be, which has not yet occurred, for the October 1 ballistic missile attack of Iran against Israel, where something between 180 and 200 ballistic missiles were fired at Israeli territory. I see no reason whatever for Israel not to take that retaliation. And indeed to do it in a way that makes it very clear that Iran's efforts through these proxy terrorist groups, we haven't talked about the Houthis in Yemen today, we haven't talked about the Shia militia in Iraq and Syria, all equipped, trained, and financed by Iran, what Israel is going to do to them as well. So there's still a lot of work to do to defeat the primary enemy here, which is Iran.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see what that response will look like from Israel. Ambassador John Bolton, as always, thank you, sir. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.